So, finding a tall spine, allow yourself to take a few moments to get comfortable moving around in any way you need to. And we'll start off in a meditative seat for a short meditation. And so I usually sit on a little bit of a lift, sometimes my shins. Take your time to get yourself settled. And once you find your comfortable seat, maybe the legs are crossed, maybe you're sitting on your shins. Take a deep inhalation and let out a deep sigh. Allow that a few times, feeling yourself begin to settle onto the mat. Settle into the body. And taking a moment to notice the inhalations and the exhalations. Without trying to change them or alter them in any way. Observing the inhale is cool through the nostrils and the exhale is warm. Using this awareness of the breath to bring the attention close to the body, close to the present moment. And then maybe noticing the expansion of the breath as it moves down to the rib cage. It expands 360, all different directions. And then it contracts, moving towards the center as the air expels from the abdomen. Continuing this way, observing the breath moving gradually in and out of the body. And noticing the sounds of the room, the sounds of the house and the street. Maybe you hear cars passing by or birds outside. Becoming aware of all the sounds, allowing them to be there. And then bringing the awareness back to the room. Back to the breath and the body. Focusing all of the attention at the heart center. Breathing in and out of the heart center. Each inhale gradually lengthens, and each exhale gradually lets out more air. Observing the smooth consistency of the breath. Letting go of anything that might have made its way onto the mat. Any plans for the future. Allowing yourself to be fully present within the body for the next hour or so. Slowly deepening the inhalations. Inhale deeply. As you exhale, draw the hands towards heart center. Pausing here for a moment, preparing to Om together. And prior to our Om, imagine you can nuzzle in the best of the best, the highest good into the heart center. And imagine with the Om, it reaches everywhere all around this planet. To all those that are suffering, to all those that need the practice, may we collectively raise the vibration. Inhale deeply and exhale completely. We'll inhale to prepare and exhale with the Om. Inhale. Still observing the vibration of Om for a few moments. Imagining the Om like dropping a stone into water. The ripple out effect it creates. Imagine it rippling out, reaching everywhere. Sometimes I imagine it like a little antenna on the top of my head, reaching all of existence. And slowly lowering the hands back towards the lap. You could flutter the eyes open if you need to. We'll be moving towards alternate nostril breathing. If you need to move the legs around, whatever you need to do to be comfortable for the next few moments, take that moment for yourself. The Mudras are the thumb and index finger come to touch of the left hand, and the back of the hand will rest on the knee. The right hand, the peace sign fingers come towards the center of the palm, which stimulates the heart meridian. Then you use your thumb and your ring finger to block the nostrils. We'll be alternating back and forth. If you have retention in your practice, you're more than welcome to explore it. I'll teach it without retention today. If you find that curling the fingers under to touch the center of the palm is uncomfortable for the hands, leave the fingers out and allow them to rest on the forehead. Marilee taught me that in a class a few weeks ago, and I really liked it, so I've been sharing it. And so the right hand will come close to the face. Inhale through both nostrils and exhale through both. One more time. Exhale through both. The right nostril with the thumb. Inhale slowly through the left. Closing left. Exhale slowly through the right. Inhale right. Closing right and exhale left. Inhale left. Closing left and exhale right. Inhale right. Closing right and exhale left. Inhale left. Closing left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Closing right and exhale left. Continuing this way on your own. If you like to retain the breath, maybe exploring that in your alternate nostril breathing. All of the awareness sits on the breath. And always know that at any time you could return to your natural breathing if that felt better. Either way, the awareness is on the breath, focusing on the length of the inhalations and the exhalations. Allowing about 3 more complete rounds. The breath is smooth and slow. The next time the exhales release through the left side, taking your time, you'll return back to your natural breathing if you're not there already. Allow a few moments observing your natural breath. And then in your own time, finding your way to lie down onto the back in a comfortable Shavasana relaxation position. Bring the legs as comfortably wide apart. The arms can come wide apart. It's nice to lay down after pranayama so that the energy can move down the legs. It's a nice moment to integrate what we've done in the practice so far. Imagine yourself lying on a bed of grass or maybe the sand and feel the imprint your body's making onto the earth. Allow yourself to take up space energetically and physically. Allow the body to become very relaxed. Allowing about 4 long cycles of breath. On the next inhalation, bring the legs and the feet together, stretch the arms overhead. Imagine you're holding on to somebody's hand, someone's pulling your feet, you're on one of those big stretch machines. Take a big inhale and exhale. Draw both knees in towards the chest, clasping behind the knees. Maybe rock side to side on the spine, massaging the lower back, the sacrum. Taking a moment to remind yourself to stay within your physical body, your physical practice. And know that at any time, if you needed to do an alternate pose or take a break altogether, you're your best teacher. Everything is just a suggestion. Allow one more breath. And then placing the hands to the knees, allow the full weight of the legs to rest in the hands, and you're kind of gripping onto the knees a little bit, so much so that if you were to let go, the feet might drop down. And so the full weight of the legs are in the arms, the shoulders draw down the back. Feel the sacrum ground down towards the floor. Allow the shoulders to melt down. Staying here if this feels nice, or maybe making some circles with the knees. Really massaging the area surrounding the sacrum. Maybe the hips a little bit, get some, the lower back. And then reversing the direction. Allow 2 more cycles, and then moving towards a spinal twist, we'll plant the feet to the floor. Maybe the arms come out to a T shape or clasp behind the neck. Press into the feet and scoop the seat over to the right, and allow the knees to fall over to the left. If the hips are tight today, maybe something between the knees or something under that right shoulder. Allow the breath to move deeply all along the side body. Inhaling, planting the right foot down and then the left. Press into the feet to realign the spine. And then once more to bring the seat over to the left and allow the knees to fall down to the right. Same thing on this side. Using the breath as a symphony and an anchor throughout the practice. If at any time there's any unnecessary discomfort in the pose, if you notice your breath, if it becomes restricted, it's a good indication you've gone too far. And so you want to be able to welcome in deeper breaths, more room for breath. And so sometimes that means coming out of the pose a little bit. Placing the left foot down and then the right. Press into the feet to realign the spine. Bring the soles of the feet together. Allow the knees to splay apart. Reach for opposite elbows. Inhale, stretch the arms overhead. Using the grip of the elbows to stretch the side body. Sometimes I even caterpillar my spine towards the top of the mat to make it even longer. Allow the breath to move down towards the center of the pelvis. Allow 3 deep belly breaths. The inhalation, the belly expands and rises. The exhalation, the navel draws to the spine. Allow 1 more cycle. Inhale, stretching the fingertips towards the ceiling, flexing and fisting the hands a few times, spreading the fingers wide. And closing the knees off like a book, lengthening the feet towards the ceiling now with a slight bend in the knees. And same thing here, maybe making some rotations with the ankles, maybe squeezing the toes, spreading them wide. And then we'll extend the arms once more if they're not already, and give them a good shake with the legs and the arms. Imagine you're having a temper tantrum, you're 2 years old, get out all the stagnant energy. You can shake them as fast as you like, as slow as you like. And then slowing down the motion, drawing the knees back in towards the chest. And we'll do one more thing here. Lengthen both legs down the mat, bringing the feet about mat distance apart. Clasping the hands behind the neck. Inhale. As you exhale, draw the elbows in towards the face. Inhale. As you exhale, the full weight of the head, drawing the gaze down the midline of the body. And so we're lifting up the head, gazing down the midline, but the weight of the head is resting in the hands. So we're supporting the full weight of the head, stretching the back of the neck all the way down between the shoulder blades. Inhale deeply. As you exhale, turn the gaze towards the right foot. Inhale, center. Exhale, left foot. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. One last time. Inhale, center. And exhale to the left. Slowly coming back towards center, lowering the head back down towards the mat. Bend the knees one at a time, either rolling towards the side or back and forth to slowly come up towards tabletop. In tabletop, the hands will be right underneath the shoulders, the knees underneath the hips. We'll do a few rounds of cat and cow stretch. As you inhale, dropping the belly, gazing forward. Exhale, push the floor away, curving the spine. Inhaling to gaze forward. And exhale, curving the spine. Continuing this way, allowing the movement to be the length of the breath. Allowing yourself to move as fast or slow as feels right. Taking your time to really dive in and wake up the spine, to explore how the body's feeling and moving today. To remind yourself to stay within the present moment. Allow one more complete cycle. And inhaling, slowly coming back towards center. As you exhale, slowly gaze over the right shoulder. Inhale to center. Exhale over the left shoulder. Inhale, center. One more time to the right. Inhale, center, and exhale, left. Inhale, coming back to the center. Depending on how the wrists feel, maybe the fingertips will face towards the sides of the mat, or maybe turning them to face towards the knees. Be very mindful of how it feels on the wrists, how it feels on the elbows, and make sure to work within your parameters, just stretching a little bit of the wrists, the hands. You can even shift the weight back towards the toes, lifting up the heels of the hands, stretching the fingers. Allow one more breath. And then turning the fingers to face the front. Keep the toes tucked. Slowly walk the hands back so that you're sitting on the heels, stretching the backs of the feet. It's not the most comfortable thing in the world, but try to get your pinky toe in there as well. Mine sometimes hangs out. You can even shift the weight back and forth on the feet. I'll show you what it looks like from behind. Sometimes I go like that to really stretch into the toes. Allow one more breath. And then flipping to the tops of the feet if that's comfortable, or staying where you are. You can stretch the fronts of the ankles by placing the hands back behind and lifting up the knees a little bit. Inhale, slowly shifting back towards center. Bringing the hands forward either to a child's pose or tucking the toes for your first downward dog. In downward dog, explore a little bit, maybe shift the weight side to side, shift forward to plank, maybe go towards a forward fold, whatever you need to do. Allow one more complete cycle of breath. And then on the inhalation, slowly walking the feet towards the hands, bending the knees along the way. Finding a forward fold at the front of the mat. Maybe the feet are together, maybe they're super wide. Allow a nice bend in the knees to allow the torso to drape over the thighs. Kind of making it more of a ragdoll pose. Allow the gaze to move towards the shins, the back of the neck is long. Feel the full weight of the head. Allow 4 long cycles of breath. One more breath. Inhale deeply, bend the knees, and slowly roll the spine up. Being mindful of the back, use the core a little bit, and the head comes up last. Finding mountain pose at the front of the mat, bring the arms alongside the body. Pausing here, breathing. Grounding down through the soles of the feet. Inhale. As you exhale, bring the feet together, the legs together. Clasp the hands, flip the palms towards the ceiling. Take a big stretch. Inhale. As you exhale, leaning over towards the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, lower the arms. Switch the way they're clasped. It'll feel a little bit awkward. Inhale, flip the palms towards the ceiling. Exhale, arching over to the other side. Inhale, up. Exhale, bring the arms around and down. And one last time, shake the arms, shake the legs, maybe do a few jumps. Whatever you got to do a little dance, get excited for sun salutations. And then when you feel ready, finding your way towards the front of the mat, feet a comfortable distance apart, hands at heart center. Close the eyes for a moment. Tune in and remember how we felt during our own. Preparing for sun salutation, Surya Namaskar. Saluting the sun, grandfather sun. Inhale, lifting the arms up overhead. Exhale, slowly folding down. Inhale, step the right foot back. Exhale, lower the right knee. We'll move pretty slow the first couple rounds. See how the body's feeling. Allow one more breath. Plant the hands down. Inhale to either plank pose or to tabletop. Exhale, lower the knees, draw the seat to the heels, the forehead rests down. Inhale, sliding through onto the abdomen for a baby cobra. The elbows draw in, the pelvis presses down, gaze is forward. One more breath. Inhale, as you exhale, move through the knees to press back to child's pose or downward dog. Allow 2 long breaths. Inhale deeply, stepping the right foot between the hands, and exhale to lower the left knee. Smooth breathing. Inhale deeply, step the left foot forward, and exhale, fold. Inhale, the arms slowly come up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, the arms up. Exhale, slowly folding down. Inhale, step the left foot all the way back. Exhale to lower the knee. Planting the hands down. Inhale to plank pose or to tabletop. Exhale, lowering the knees. Draw the seat to the heels. The forehead rests. Inhale, sliding through baby cobra. Exhale back, down dog or child's pose. Inhale, step the left foot forward between the hands. Exhale, lower the right knee. Inhale, right foot forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, slowly, the arms come up. Exhale, hands to heart center. We'll move a little bit faster. Inhale, the arms up. Exhale, folding down. Inhale, stepping the right foot all the way back. Exhale, lower the knee. Breathe. Inhale to a plank pose or to tabletop. This time, exhale, lower the knees. Draw the chest between the arms and the chin down. Inhale, sliding forward, cobra or baby cobra. Exhale back, down dog. Inhale, step the right foot forward between the hands. Exhale, lower the left knee. Inhale, step the left foot forward and exhale, fold. Inhale, the arms come up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, left foot back. Exhale, lower the knee. Inhale to plank pose. Exhale, lower the knees, chest and chin. Inhale, sliding through. Exhale back. Inhale, step the left foot forward. Exhale, lower the right knee. Inhale, right foot forward. And exhale, fold. Inhale, slowly rising up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, the arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, right foot. Exhale, lower. Inhale to plank pose. Exhale, lower the knees, chest and chin. Inhale, sliding through. Exhale, back, down dog. Inhale, stepping the right foot all the way forward. Exhale, lower the left knee. Inhale, step the left foot forward and exhale, fold. Inhale, the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, left foot. Exhale, lower the knee. Inhale, plank pose. Exhale, lower the knees, chest and chin. Inhale, sliding through. Exhale, back. Down dog. Inhale, step the left foot forward. Exhale, lower the knee. Inhale, right foot forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, the arms come up. We only have 100 more rounds to go. Let's do it. Inhale, up. Just kidding. Last time. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step the right foot back. Exhale, lower the knee. This time, untuck the toes, a gentle press into the hips, and inhale the arms up. Maybe staying here, or if it would feel better to bring the arms down to the waist, the lower back, or the knee, making sure you listen to your body. Allow one more breath. Inhale. Exhale, bring the hands down. Step back to plank pose as you inhale. Exhale, lower the knees, chest and chin. Inhale, sliding through for Cobra pose, the abdomen's down on the floor. Exhale, back, downward dog. Inhale deeply, stepping the right foot forward between the hands. Exhale to lower the left knee. Same thing on this side, untuck the toes. Maybe the hands come to the knee, the lower back, or maybe the arms come all the way up. Really grounding down through the feet. The pelvic muscles hug in, so we're not sinking down into the hips. One more breath. Exhale, slowly lower the arms down. Step the left foot to meet the right and fold. Inhale, the arms come up. And exhale, the hands to heart center and down by the sides, mountain pose. And allowing the eyes to remain closed if that's comfortable. Grounding back down through the soles of the feet. Observing the heartbeat, observing the breath, using your awareness to slow it down. We'll move right into tree pose. And so shifting the weight over towards the right foot. Any variation of tree, maybe the hands come to heart center and the heel to your inner ankle, or any other variation that you might be working on. Taking your time to work through the different kramas or stages of the pose to find the one that works for you today. And then maybe the arms raise overhead. And taking your time, there's so many different stages of the poses, not only necessarily for advancing your physical practice, but to accommodate adaptability, to accommodate where we are on a particular day at a particular time. Allow 2 more cycles of breath. Inhale as you exhale, bringing the hands back to heart center. Slowly the knee will draw forward and switching to the other side. Grounding down through the left foot, feel the full foot on the floor, feel the arch lift, and then moving into your variation. Moving through the different stages of the poses. And if you raise the arms on the other side, doing that here as well. slow and steady breathing. Inhale deeply. Exhale, slowly bringing the hands back to heart center. The knee draws forward and lower the foot. Coming towards the front of the mat, we'll move towards a chair pose. Bring the legs and the feet together. Inhale the arms alongside the ears as you exhale, like you're sitting down into a little chair or a bar stool, pretty high up. The spine is nice and long. The feet are grounded. Navel draws in and up. Notice whether you might be tucking your tailbone or whether it's too arched. And find somewhere in a neutral space where the tailbone is descending rather than tucking. There's an uplifting sensation in the chest, a very mild back bend. Allow 2 more cycles of breathing. Feel the strength of the legs. Inhale, lifting up, standing up, lifting up through the fingertips. Exhale, slowly folding down. If you notice that you like the feet more hip distance apart in your forward fold, walking them apart, allow 3 breaths in your forward fold. Inhale deeply. As you exhale, slowly bend the knees and roll the spine up. Move into a squat pose. So if you know that maybe squat's a little bit hit or miss, it might be nice to have something to sit on, like blocks, or maybe move yourself closer to a wall. I usually bring my feet about mat distance apart with the toes facing out. I have pretty wide hips, and so I find that's most comfortable for me. And so you'll prepare yourself, and when you're ready, slowly moving into a squat pose. Allow the tailbone to descend down. Breathing deeply. If it would feel nice to kind of shift side to side and get into the hips a little, explore. I tend to find stillness in my personal practice, but I also kind of like to move a little bit and see if that moves me into any different spaces. Allow 2 more cycles of breath. And then from here, use one hand at a time to slowly support yourself to move down to the floor. From here, we'll move right towards shoulder stand. And so if you have full shoulder stand, go right for it. Otherwise, you can roll yourself onto the back. And just like the beginning of class, maybe the legs extend one up at a time. And maybe this is your shoulder stand. This is a nice stage of the pose where the hips are resting on the floor, everything's nice and grounded, but you're still getting the benefits of the circulation by lifting up the legs. If you have full shoulder stand, or you wanted to go a little bit farther, maybe placing something underneath the seat like a cushion or a block if you have one to elevate the hips a little bit more. And that's always an alternative as well. For full shoulder stand, you would catch the lower back with the arms, but you'd want to be mindful of the neck. If you've never tried it before, it might not be an ideal time. Usually in shoulder stand, I keep my legs at a 45-degree angle, just to keep any excess pressure off of the neck, keeping most of my weight in my biceps and my shoulders. We'll be in the pose for about 4 more breaths, and so you have plenty of time here to explore. Allow the breaths to be nice and slow. If the breath becomes restricted, if it's hard to breathe, it's a good indication that you're struggling in the pose and unfortunately the benefit is lost. And so if you find that you're struggling a little bit, maybe that just means to come down and keep the legs raised. Allow one more complete cycle of breath. If you are in full shoulder stand and you'd like to move into Halasana, legs behind the head, go for it. If you're lying with your spine on the floor, maybe drawing the knees in towards the chest. Allow 2 more complete cycles of breath. And then slowly, using the arms as brakes, guiding the spine back down, 1 vertebrae at a time, and then gradually the legs will come down. The arms will spread away from the body. Allow yourself a few resting breaths. Inhale deeply. As you exhale, bend the knees 1 at a time, planting the feet on the floor. We're going to move towards a bridge series, and so I'm going to give a couple different options in case your back is kind of rough today. A nice little adjustment for the pelvis is to keep the knees bent, bring the feet mat distance apart, and the knees fall into one another. This is really nice for the pelvis and the lower back, and you could stay here. If you wanted to move into a bridge variation that's more mild, the feet will come about hip distance apart, close to the seat. You can place a block or a cushion underneath the seat to elevate the hips, or press into the feet and lift the pelvis up towards the ceiling for full bridge. Wherever you are, be sure to be mindful of not turning the neck. Keep the gaze towards the ceiling, even if the eyes are closed. Allow the shoulders to really press down and tuck underneath the back. Feel the strength of the legs. Imagine you have a block between the knees. So you're really firing up the thighs. The belly expands with the inhalation. Allow 1 more breath. Exhale and tuck the shoulders from the back. Lengthen the tailbone towards the heels. Lower the spine down. Allow 1 resting breath. We'll do that twice more. If you feel ready for wheel, if that's in your practice, you want to go for it, then go for it. We'll be doing it 2 more times, so be sure to save your energy. When you feel ready, tuck the shoulders onto the back, move right into bridge pose, pressing into the feet, lift the pelvis up. Staying here, moving into whatever feels right. Maybe you clasp the hands underneath the back. That's a nice alternative as well, walking the shoulders closer to one another. Really pressing down your pinkies into the mat to encourage the chest to open towards the chin rather than the chin towards the chest. Allow 4 more cycles of breath. Hold it a little bit longer. Inhale deeply, unclasping the hands if they're clasped. Untuck the shoulders from the back. Lower the spine down. Allow 2 long resting breaths. And when you feel ready to move into your final back bend, whatever that looks like for you today, take your time. Maybe staying where you are is good for you as well. Otherwise, maybe tucking the shoulders under the back once more, lengthening the tailbone towards the heels, press into the feet, and lift the pelvis up. Being very mindful not to turn the neck too much, if at all. Keep the neck safe. If you have wheel pose and feel called to it, go for it. Allow one more deep cycle of breath. And exhaling very slowly, untuck the shoulders from the back. Lengthen the tailbone towards the heels and lower the spine down. Breathing here for a moment, keep the knees bent, walk the feet mat distance apart, allow the knees to fall into one another. Inhaling, slowly walking the feet back, we'll move towards Reclined Pigeon, crossing the right ankle over the left knee. You could stay here, maybe the right hand comes to the thigh to open up the hip. That feels quite nice when you have the outward rotation of the muscle on the thigh. Otherwise, drawing the left thigh in towards the chest, clasping the hands around that left thigh. Keeping the right foot subtly flexed, allow that left foot and calf to be really soft. And so a lot of times we don't notice, but we might be flexing the foot to encourage a deepness of the stretch. But the deepness of the stretch really happens with the arms, so you can keep that leg relaxed and draw that thigh in towards the chest. Allow the shoulders to melt down towards the mat. And a little trick for this pose, if it seems like it's too tight, sometimes I use a scarf or something to create some space between my hands if my hips are super tight that day. And so you always want to fill the space so that you can find space in the pose. Allow one more cycle of breath. Exhale, slowly lowering the left foot down and then the right. Switching sides, crossing the left ankle over the right knee. Same thing, either using that left hand to outwardly rotate the thigh to open the inner hip, the hip flexor, or drawing that right thigh in towards the chest, clasping behind the thigh. And determining how deep you'd like to move into the pose, allow the shoulders to melt down towards the mat. Allow the back of the neck to be long. And it'll feel a little bit awkward at first because we usually want to kind of curl in and really tighten up in the pose, but it's not really comfortable. So sometimes that means loosening the grip or not gripping at all so that the shoulders and the whole back can rest on the floor. Allow one more deep breath. Inhale. As you exhale, lower the right foot down and then left. Draw the right thigh back in towards the chest, clasping behind the knee. Staying here, or maybe lengthen the left leg down the mat. If this feels good, enjoying it, staying here, maybe compressing that hip flexor, or lengthening the right foot towards the ceiling to strengthen and lengthen the hamstrings. Allow one more breath. Inhale. As you exhale, bend that knee and guide that right knee out towards the right armpit. And you'll really compress the knee in towards the armpit, and you'll feel a little bit of a pinch in the hip flexor. Breathe, allow the foot to be soft. And you could stay here if it felt good to maybe go for half happy baby, reaching for the ankle, the outer blade of the foot, or maybe the big toe. Allow the knee to draw down towards the side of the body. maybe staying here or extending the leg out towards the side. Sometimes I keep my left hand out all the way to the side or on my left hip to encourage the hip to remain down towards the floor. Awesome. Allow one more breath. Inhale. As you exhale, slowly bend the knee. Draw the thigh back in towards the chest and lengthen the leg all the way down the mat. It'll feel a little bit longer. And then draw the left knee in towards the chest, clasping behind the knee. Staying here, allow the shoulders to melt down. And then drawing the knee towards the armpit and really hugging that knee in towards the side body. And so wrapping your hand maybe around the front of the shin, encouraging the knee to draw in towards the side body. Might feel a little bit of a pinch in the hip flexor, really compressing the joint to offer some nice lubrication towards these spaces. Staying here, or maybe going for half happy baby if you did on the other side. And of course, extending the leg if you did as well, keeping that right hip glued down. Allow 2 more deep cycles of breath. Inhaling, slowly bending the knee, drawing the knee back in towards the chest and lengthening both legs down the mat. Bring the arms out towards the side. Allow a few deep breaths. We'll do a couple more things here. We'll bend the knees one at a time, planting the feet on the floor, and we'll do some leg lifts. So placing the hands underneath the sacrum if that's comfortable for you. Maybe the thumbs and the index finger create that triangle underneath the sacrum. If the arms are a little bit long, that's uncomfortable for you, and it's more comfortable to have the hands supporting alongside the body than doing that. And so the legs will lift one at a time, feet towards the ceiling. Inhale deeply. As you exhale, lower the right leg a few inches up off the floor. Inhale, exhale, a foot meets the left. Inhale, exhale, lower left. Inhale, left. Exhale, right. Inhale, right. Keep the head glued to the floor. Exhale, left. Shoulders melt down. Inhale, left. Exhale, right. Continuing this way, moving as fast or slow with the breath. Stay in control. Keep the back glued to the floor. And you could also keep a nice bend in the knees if that supports the abdomen. The navel draws in and up on the spine. Slow and controlled movement. Awesome, guys. Building strength in the core. Allow 2 more cycles. Inhale. Bring both feet up towards the ceiling. Exhale, lower them halfway down. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale, lower them a few inches up off the floor. Breathe. Exhale, release the legs. Great job. Release the arms. Take a few deep cycles of breath. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Inhale, bending one knee at a time, planting the foot on the floor, and then the other. We'll take one more supine twist. You could keep the feet mat distance apart and kind of windshield wiper the legs into your twist, whatever feels, if that feels nice, or you can move right into the twist just like we did earlier, where you move the seat over to the right and the knees will fall to the left. And so taking a few moments to move into your spinal twist. Or if it felt nice to just enjoy moving right into Shavasana, then do that as well. And so take a couple moments and we'll move right over to the other side. And so if you're twisting to the right or left, you'll move over to the other side. If you're ready for Shavasana, you'll just find your way right down to the mat to lie down. And take any final adjustments that you might like. If you decided not to go for a spinal twist, take a few moments to get out any remaining postures that you might need. And then, there's no rush at all, so take as much time you need in these last few moments or so. And when you feel ready to move into your Shavasana, our final relaxation pose, take your time to get there. In Shavasana, the whole body rests down. If you prefer a meditative seat for the remainder of class, that's all right too. There's no real right way to practice. It's so adaptable, it's so versatile. That's why it's been around for so long. And so, in whatever comfortable relaxation you have found yourself in, whether that's lying down or in a comfortable seat, be in a position that you can be in for the next 5 minutes or so. And when you found that space, maybe closing the eyes. Allow the feet and the legs to soften. Allow the abdomen and chest to soften, observing the natural rise and fall with the breath. Relaxing the seat muscles in the back. Relaxing the length of the arms. Relaxing the jaw, the face muscles. Relaxing the ears and the scalp. Feeling waves of relaxation flow through the body. Allowing yourself these next few moments of silent bliss. Becoming aware of the inhalations. Becoming aware of the body breathing. Becoming aware of the noises in the room and the house. The noises outside. And then bringing the awareness back. Taking any physical movements that might feel right. And at your own pace, meeting us in a comfortable seat, taking your time. I think that's the phrase that I say most in teaching is take your time. Also breathe. It's because I think that, at least for myself, it's the one reminder that I really feel like a lot of times I have to give myself permission. A lot of times we need permission to take our time. In such a chaotic, busy world, everyone eager to run to the next thing, there's a lot of sacredness in taking our time and choosing to move a little bit slower, to smell the roses along the way. Inhale deeply. As you exhale, draw the hands back towards heart center. Taking a moment to observe how you feel in the body and the spirit, knowing there's no right way to feel or experience our unique human life. And observing your thoughts throughout the practice, these past few months, and deciding if those are the thoughts that are serving you. As we step forward and embark on this new existence, how would you like to step forward in this world? What would you like to see? It's possible. Believe it. We are far more powerful than we have been told. Bowing the chin to the chest, releasing the ego to the heart. Offering gratitude to the miraculous body you practice in. To the earth we practice on. And to all of our teachers, we can learn something from everything and everyone. The first namaste we'll say silently to ourselves. And the second we say out loud to each other. Namaste. Thank you so much for sharing your practice this morning and every Monday morning. Thanks for showing up to your mat, doing your work. It's hard work, but the most rewarding, and it's definitely seen and appreciated by the collective.
Thank you, Arielle.
Well done, guys.
Thank you so much.
Have a great day.
Thank you so much.
You
Let me
have
know
a
if you ever have any
wonderful day.
questions, concerns, comments. Enjoy the sunshine.
Thank you.
Get out there.
Beautiful day.
Thank you, guys.
Take care.
Thank you so much, Arielle.
Thanks, Arielle.
You're welcome.
I missed Sunday restorative class.
Me too. Soon it'll be back. Can't wait to be back at the studio with everyone. It's so lonely here. No, I'm just kidding. But it's nice to be able to have this whole new avenue of connection, you know? It's just building on it. So.
Nice day.
You too. See you guys.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Charles. Thanks,
Thank you.
John.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Judy.
Thank you.
Bye. Have a good day.
Have a wonderful day. Thank you for everything.
You're welcome. See you soon.
It's beautiful.
Thank you.